Through here.
A rare extreme weather phenomenon struck 3 states in the central United States: Arkansas, Nebraska, and Missouri simultaneously. The sudden hailstorm amid high summer temperatures caught residents by surprise, triggering property damage and sparking a national discussion about climate change and systemic resilience to extreme weather. This was not just a typical meteorological event, but a reflection of an increasingly unstable atmosphere, colliding weather systems, and a society unprepared for natural surprises beyond their usual patterns. In Arkansas, particularly in and around Little Rock, residents enjoying a hot afternoon were suddenly startled by the sound of thunder crashing on their roofs. The daytime temperature had reached 98 degrees Fahrenheit, about 37 degrees Celsius. But as 5 p.m. approached, cumulonimbus clouds rapidly formed in the southwest sky. Within less than an hour, hail began to fall, accompanied by strong winds and lightning. Hail pellets ranging in size from 1 to 2 centimeters struck vehicles, plants, and windows. Some reports indicated minor damage to car windows and roofs, while rainfall totaled 0.54 inches, enough to flood waterways in some densely populated neighborhoods. In Nebraska, particularly in the cities of Omaha and Lincoln, the hailstorms that fell during the day were much more intense. Thunderstorms formed from a low-pressure system to the north collided with warm air from the south, creating extreme atmospheric instability. The temperature briefly reached 93 degrees Fahrenheit, about 34 degrees Celsius. But within a short time, the surface temperature dropped dramatically as hail began to fall. Ping-pong ball-sized hailstones were reported hitting hotels, vehicles, and public facilities. A viral video showed hotel windows shattered by the hail. Rainfall reached 1.19 inches, and strong vertical winds extended the duration of the hailstorm to more than 30 minutes. Emergency services received more than 200 calls in the first 2 hours after the event.
Good.
In Missouri, hailstorms struck Kansas City and St. Louis on the evening of September 16th. The daytime temperature reached 89 degrees Fahrenheit, about 32 degrees Celsius. But around 8 p.m., the sky darkened and the wind picked up. Hail fell for about 15 minutes, with small to medium-sized hailstones. Rainfall was recorded at 0.21 inches. While not as severe as in Nebraska, the impact was still felt. Several outdoor events were canceled, and residents reported loud banging sounds on their roofs. There were no reports of injuries, but some vehicles sustained minor damage. Meteorologists attribute this event to the complex interaction between warm air at the surface and a cold layer aloft. When warm air rises rapidly and encounters cold air, it forms a cumulonimbus cloud high enough to allow ice formation. Strong vertical winds push the ice grains up and down within the cloud, allowing them to repeatedly freeze and expand before finally falling to the surface. Normally, high surface temperatures would melt the ice before it reaches the ground, but in this case, the cold layer was thick enough to maintain its shape until it hit the surface. A low-pressure system to the north meets a moist air mass from the Gulf of Mexico, creating ideal conditions for thunderstorms producing hail. This phenomenon is enhanced by an unusual jet stream pattern, which bends south and accelerates the formation of storm clouds. In all 3 states, reports of property damage increased sharply. In Nebraska, more than 300 vehicles were reported damaged, and several hotels suffered structural damage. In Arkansas, farmers reported damage to corn and soybean crops, while in Missouri, some schools postponed morning classes due to building safety inspections. The governors of Arkansas and Missouri declared minor states of emergency to expedite insurance claims processing and repair assistance. The National Weather Service issued an early warning, but many residents said they were not expecting hail in September. Those who experienced the event firsthand reported feelings of anxiety and confusion. One Omaha resident said she thought the booming sound was from rocks being thrown at her house. On social media, the hashtag September Hail trended, with thousands of videos and photos shared within 24 hours. This phenomenon sparked widespread discussion about infrastructure resilience and community preparedness for unexpected, extreme weather. Many buildings in the Midwestern United States are not designed to withstand large hail, especially outside of the winter season. Climate experts have noted that this incident could be an indicator of increasingly unstable weather patterns due to global climate change. While hailstorms are nothing new, their intensity and timing are becoming increasingly difficult to predict. Public education about the dangers of hailstorms and the importance of early warning systems is a key focus. From icicles pounding on rooftops to vehicle damage and panic on the roads, these events remind us that extreme weather knows no seasons. They arrive uninvited and leave a trail that forces us to rethink our resilience, preparedness, and relationship with nature. The hailstorms that struck Arkansas, Nebraska, and Missouri demonstrate that extreme weather is increasingly unpredictable and no longer tied to typical seasonal patterns. The simultaneous hailstorms across 3 states with high surface temperatures indicate complex atmospheric instability, driven by the interaction of hot air, high humidity, and a cold layer at high altitudes. While the impacts did not result in any casualties, the damage to property, vehicles, and the agricultural sector was significant, and it sparked panic and confusion among residents. This phenomenon serves as an important reminder that early warning systems and public education must be improved, especially in the face of extreme weather that occurs out of season. On the other hand, this event also opens up space for reflection on infrastructure resilience, community preparedness, and the increasingly apparent need to adapt to climate change. This hailstorm is not simply a meteorological anomaly, but a signal that nature is speaking in a louder and more unpredictable way. We are called upon to listen, understand, and respond with more responsive policies, more adaptive systems, and a stronger collective awareness of future climate risks.